Oh, I picked the wrong map, but it doesn't matter. Good. Where are we? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. What are we? Is this the afternoon? We are here with the McNugget gang that, everyone loves the name, to continue our adventure, Baldur's Gate into Avernus. I'm going to pass it off to Matt so he can explain what happened last time, since it's been 2 months since last time we played. And looking at the map, things kind of look miserable.
So, if everyone recalls, our adventurers, who we're not going to call the McNugget Gang, have found their way to Duke Van Thamper's manor in an attempt to do a couple of things. They are following up on a lead as to where their friends may or may not have been taken. They are also working with the Flaming Fist to try and stop the Duke from her political machinations to gain control of the city of Baldur's Gate. And in addition, they may or may not be looking for a shield that may or may not have devilish powers with it. In addition, they've learned all sorts of terrible things were happening in the basement, and in their way down there, they've been fighting off some cultists, at which point Ronald, who is currently transformed into a bear because he is part druid now, has found his way into a corner where one of the cultists was fleeing, who threw open a door, and inside they found a bearded devil, along with one of their friends who's in jail, and two other people who, as I've explained, this person is a 70-year-old aristocratic fit woman, despite the fact that this is definitely a token of a, maybe 30-year-old with a beard, and this is like a nerdy-looking guy in his 50s. And here is Tarina, their pirate captain friend. So I think I've covered everything, but did I miss anything?
I think you missed that this is actually a barbed devil, not a bearded devil.
Yes, that's right. This spined fiend is a barbed devil. And that is a quote from the Descent into Avernus book to help you understand what this devil is. It's got spines and it's a fiend, but it's a barbed devil. Not a spined devil, which is this purple dapper guy right here, which I don't think the rest of the world can see. Whatever.
So to confirm, are we actually fighting the spine devil, or is it the bearded thing?
It is a barbed devil.
Barbed, whatever.
We're fighting the green thing that's currently in chat.
Correct. And if you do recall, Lulu is still currently leashed to Lyra, if I recall.
Yes.
I forgot about the leash.
Yep.
Oh, man. I think this might be the one time where we let Lulu just do her thing and hope that bad things don't happen.
No, we need her. She's a dowsing rod for evil.
Well, we know where the evil is, though.
Yeah.
What after this?
We just opened the door to it.
Surprise!
There's more.
But see, we never got to see what she does with it. Maybe her tusks are enchanted with banishment, and it instantly sends them back to their plane of existence.
No,
We don't know
We've
that.
seen her in a fight before. She don't do that.
We haven't. Have we seen her fight devils and demons and fiends?
You've seen her fight devil worshippers, and there her tusks just get blooded and gored. She doesn't banish people.
Right, but this is a devil demon thing, whatever. Maybe it'll work on that.
Hope springs eternal. Does anyone need to do anything or have any questions before we return to our initiative?
I'm checking to see if I have a health potion I can kind of shove down our bear's throat.
Did we ever determine if we could do that, especially since I'm a bear?
I mean, you can administer potions to creatures, and bears are creatures, so I'm going to let it go. Technically, crickets are also creatures, so you could give a potion to a cricket.
So I have a question. If I took a cricket and I put it inside a potion bottle to heal it, does that nullify the entire potion? Or does it just sip a little bit of it?
A potion does not care about the creature's size. It will cure it, and it will be all gone just as much if it's a cricket as if it's an ancient dragon.
Question: if I fashion a syringe at the tip of an arrow and I fire it, and the syringe has healing potion, does that heal?
No, because a potion must be administered. It can't be shot into people.
It's administered through the syringe.
Drunk.
I mean, I get where you're going with this, but I think it doesn't work.
Like it'll have a little plunger at the end so that when it hits, there'd be like an extra like rock or something that then slams into the plunger that then injects the healing potion into the creature.
No, that's just the arrow's momentum. So like the syringe is on the front part, so like when it hits the person, the rest of it just jams forward and then it just immediately administers upon impact.
I am in favor of it damages and then heals.
I agree. I'm being an artificer at one point. Or artificer, or however you pronounce it.
All right, back to the initiative.
That's almost as crazy as the healing bees. Anyway, we go on to our cultist friend. Which one is it? Oh, it's the one that's
sleeping.
currently. It's the one that's currently.
Wasn't Edric first?
Yeah, but he doesn't know what's going on around the corner, and you guys have everything here under control. You said, right?
No,
there is a
So
guy.
this guy's
this-
out. This guy is not out.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
this guy I must have attacked, so he's not asleep.
Yeah, sorry. I did not see that guy hiding behind our friend Zamar's hit dice or hit point bar. So there you go. Edric has contributed with his frost ray cantrip there. Great. At least I think it's 1d6. Either way, he rolled a 1 and that's
It's
the same.
1d8.
Well, whatever. A 1's the same on a d6 or a d8. Now occultist goes. And he
But
continues.
the higher probability of getting a 1 on a d6 than it is on a d8.
And this guy is still hypnotized. Woo! I think for another, 7 rounds or some nonsense.
Something like that. It lasts a long time.
Please resolve that before I have to look it up. Lyra, you're up. Hello,
Okay.
Cat. You are not up, Cat. Go back to sleep.
She's
I'm
very up.
assuming when I came around a corner, I roared to make some kind of indication that shit.
To be fair, though, that's all you've been doing this entire time since you walked into this place as a bear, so it's not like it's anything specifically new.
I mean,
You're
I've
the
been
boy
going
who cried
roar,
wolf.
roar, as opposed to
Oh, he's been
roar.
trying bear. We let slip to the bear of war as well.
Ow.
All right, I'm done now. Lyra, go ahead.
Okie doke. Is Lulu still trying to, pull away to the east?
Lulu is still trying to go east.
What do you think? I should just let her go?
I'm not in favor.
That's one not in favor, but the person holding the leash is in favor, so I feel like she has the casting vote here.
Roar, roar, roar.
Oh, God.
Oh, by the way, what's the range on your bear telepathy?
30 feet, so all I can do is roar.
You can telepathy to me and I can yell it.
There we go. Just so that you never have to keep asking, who can I telepath to? There, your bear now has a telepath aura.
Yay.
I could probably message to you with 120 feet, but that would be my action, so I don't
Yeah.
think that's worth it.
Plus, you can't see. You can't see me. I'm through wall among wall among wall. Like God knows how much wall is between you and me.
Stop by 1 foot of stone. Yeah, there's more than 1 foot of stone here. Okie doke. So I'm gonna start by. Can I shoot at this guy? I've got range on that, right?
Kill him.
On this guy right here.
Everybody ping.
Oh yeah, you've got it.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at him. And I get sneak attack if I'm successful. Uh, 13.
I do believe a 13 will hit, and it does.
Oh, yeah. 15. Then.
That's a great job. You've committed, it's not really murder at this point, but you've committed killing.
Hobo murder.
Manslaughter? I think it's just manslaughter.
No. Manslaughter is also a crime. This is totally justified.
Is it? I mean, technically, we're breaking and entering, burglarizing, killing the people who live
but
here.
You're technically you technically like have been asked to do so. Where's this guy on the? There he goes.
Let's just call it a crusade.
Ooh, no, that feels so much worse. Don't call it that. But all right, Lyra, that was your action. You've got so many more things you can do with your life.
I could. I guess I will. I will go my distance, my speed, and then dash with Lulu in tow. So that 1, 2. Well, Lulu,
Yeah.
come hither.
Do you have enough rope? I think you had like a ridiculous amount of rope.
Well, I was bringing her with me as I did that, but
I don't think you technically can unless you have her grappled. You just gotta give her some rope like a kite, and hope that she comes with you on her turn.
well, she's the one pulling to the east.
She has been, so she's gonna come to you, but she's technically still standing over here. She's just there.
Though technically, we do have the same exact initiative.
No. She goes at 16.
So
I go at
does Lyra.
16.
I know, but you go at 16 this one, not 16 that one.
Oh my god.
Technically, since you're tied to if you're tied to the same person and you like one person has a higher initiative than the other person, can you technically drag the other person around? So if one person has a higher initiative, you basically get to like combine move like 2 different turns like as one unit.
If you are grappling, yes, but if you're grappling, I think you move slower.
But like if you're tied together.
Like a nifty 80s comedy where people get handcuffed together, yes.
Awesome.
You can drag people
Curious.
around. But all right, so Lyra, there is your move.
That was a move, bonus, and action.
Excellent.
Haven't I been
You've
dragging
been
her?
You've been holding her back from running ahead. So this is the first time you've ran ahead of her.
I think the thing is that previously we had been saying, well, it's a 5. We have tied up for 5 foot of rope, so she's just being dragged with us wherever we go.
Well,
5 foot away from
Yeah.
wherever's attached
it's
to
not
it.
like
is what
she's
we were
going to
doing
do
last
anything.
time.
It's not like she's going to do anything else on her turn besides, flutter to be ahead of you and want to go. But let's go back down here because it is now the barbed devil's turn.
Help! I mean, roar.
Why is
Make a
this?
fair noise.
Well, let me make sure that it can actually. Oh, hey, that's neat. Who around here speaks Infernal?
Lyra around the corner.
Lyra hears it roaring and screaming, and you can hear its voice echoing off the walls down here, where it says that it wants to tear the bear apart and to move out of its way.
Cool.
And that's as far as it could get because that guy in his way costs him some speed, and he throws a ball of devil flame at you
Ew.
twice.
Miss him. Miss him.
The 14 should hit. I don't know my armor class is. Huh. I should wait. There we are. Armor class is 14.
Sorry, I'm looking at this and there we go. 5 points of fire damage.
Singed fur for everyone.
Since I'm on him, I hate to insert myself. I am technically on him. Does that hurt me too?
No, it does not.
Thank God.
Says a person with 51 HP.
Shut up.
So how much rope are you giving Lulu, by the way, now that she's ready to go save the day?
Yeah, I've been keeping her right next to me.
Right. Well, she strains to get away and can't. That's her turn.
Not that like 50 foot of rope would really let her get far enough.
It would put her almost right up my butt. Right up my butt.
This guy yells, "Rally, rally to the devil!" And he gets out to here, and then he sees a bear, and he's like, "What's going on out here?"
Roar.
He's gonna go ahead and just move out of the barbed devil's way.
Wait, how did the barbed devil know that there's a bear out here? But he didn't know that there was a bear out here.
Smell.
Yeah.
Distinguishable roar?
Oh, yeah, you were making noises.
He failed his nature knowledge check.
Yeah. What the hell was that roar? It sounded like a squirrel.
Sounded like specifically a brown bear.
The rest of the cultists are not getting between the devil and the bear. They're quite happy. They're like they'll pile in if this fight happens, but they're gonna just wait and see. Rhea, if you recall, you left up here in the corner fighting with a cultist.
I do recall. We were like, I trust you to take care of this, and we moved on. There was more danger.
She ran off. We don't know that she was fighting anybody. We just assumed.
Well, I believe your exact words were Rhea chased that guy.
Oh.
I don't remember.
I don't even see her. Where is she?
She went into the room you haven't explored.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, Rhea, take care of that. I think it was Rhea, take care of that guy, and then I ran down here to take care of this throng of people down here.
Oh gosh.
Oh, so Ray might be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
Could be.
Cool.
This guy's gonna come here. He's gonna like stand with the devil here, but he's not closing with the bear first. This guy, who has been running this whole time, is going to more than likely continue running. I just want to. I think he's gonna pass on using any of his magic or anything, to use his action to just disengage, come down here and be like, "Odious, that's the guy. Get him." I don't know why people name their pet devils or whatever such like insulting names, but that's his name according to the book. His name is Odious. Barbarian, what would you like to do?
I'm holding off my turn to let Ariel go first.
Great. Ariel, what would you like to do?
I can actually deal the first bit of damage to our new barbed friend, and then also heal our bear. I'm giving that to our new devil friend. And one of these as a bonus action to our bear friend.
And as almost everything in this module, it has magic resistance. Not that it matters this time. So it does take the full 13 radiant damage.
Suck it.
Sorry, what are we fighting again?
A barbed devil. I know, like everything in this module, it has magic resistance because this module just hates everyone. Now, Bear, what would you like to do?
Run away.
Make it happen.
Let's go barreling through. Oh, wait.
I'll take you. Hold on. Oh, damn it. You made me lose count. God damn it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 30,
You're running away? Then why did I run this way? Then why did I run this
You
way?
didn't know what was going on over here. Oh, I can actually tell you what's going on now.
And do you?
Yeah, I just have to, type it out.
Good. Zamar, while
That's my
he's
turn.
doing that, what would you like to do?
I go for the stabby.
Go ahead and do your stabs. Well, there you
That's
go.
Losto, guys. The hell of a stab.
Sure was. Behold the power of death.
So I guess that's 10 and 6, so 16. Because it only rolls the damage die twice, not the stat twice.
Correct. Still dead. Good
With him
job.
dead, I don't see or hear anything over to my left, right? To the west.
Correct. There's nothing down that way that you can see.
Then I will take my movement to head towards the nonsense over here.
The full retreating bear.
Who's retreating backwards, it looks like.
And that's my turn.
I am just shoving my butt into your face.
That's
Actually-
the guy. Oh, yes.
I give Bardic Inspiration to the bear.
There you go, Bear. You're inspired by the power of music.
Go be unbearable to the enemy.
There we go. Bardic Inspiration is represented by a grenade today.
Cool.
That's the one that's up there that you told Rhea to chase. Edric's gonna go ahead and come around and Zamar, do you have everything taken care of over there? He asks, and do you want me to start looking at this weird glowing door, or do you need him to come help you right now?
I mean, I just see a bunch of our folks freaking out. The bear ran down, then ran back, so I don't know what's going on. So whatever.
So whatever. We'll see what so whatever means next turn. Lyra, you're up.
Okay, so Lyra has a bear running at her, telling her to not go that way. So Lyra is going to about face and start running back this way with Lulu in tow. And is that like a gate?
It is indeed a gate.
Okay,
If
we're not going to go that way.
if you were a real halfling, you could squeeze through that gate, but you're a human and therefore can't.
We have a lot of identity issues in our party.
I was gonna say the halfling who could sneak through there is gonna be like, no way, I'm going to fit through there. I'm too dwarf.
Well, no, right now he's too bear.
Also true.
Very bear.
Bear.
So 1, 2, 3. So that would be my move and my dash. And then I have an action. And I use my action to move more.
Sounds great.
Okay, doke. And we're gonna do that.
Good job. Well done.
Can you do that?
She cunning actioned to
Yeah.
dash,
Right, so that would be the move.
and then she moved, and then she dashed.
Okay.
It's a big move.
That sounds like everything that you want to do,
I
right?
zoomed. Yes, I am done. Oh, and as I pass Zamar and Edric, I'm gonna say, okay, this way, devils, run.
So wait, so are we back to rogues can move 120 in a single turn if they really wanted to?
I thought they could. Am I wrong? Am I wrong on this?
I just moved 90, not 120.
No, but based off of what we were talking about, you would be able to move 120, but that's not how it should be. If you're doing a dash as your bonus action, that still takes up the move action. You just end up being able to do 60 instead of 30, but then you still are able to do an action instead of having to do a dash, which would then take an action. You don't get double 2 moves in a turn.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So dash doesn't give you another 30 feet movement. It doubles your movement. So yes, that's okay. I have misunderstood how dash works.
That's how I originally thought it worked. Was I can move because I was like, oh, freaking elf could move 140 feet in a single turn if they wanted to, and no, I got beat down by the internet on that one.
So sadly, what it really means is that you're only 60 feet away from bear, not 90 feet away from bear.
No.
Like if there's a cat tent situation going on while you guys are discussing this.
Okay,
So-
there's that.
That does, however, mean that your action is free to do something else.
Yes.
Eat a potion, shoot down the hallway.
Shoot down the hallway at what? At you?
Sure, why not?
I think I
You
should
can
not.
throw it, you could catch it in your mouth. Here, boy.
Don't throw snacks to the bear.
Oh man, do monks still have the ability to catch ranged weapons?
They do. Here's a fun question. Where's
Wait,
your
what?
rat?
Me disappear into the bear.
Currently suffocating in a bag somewhere. I don't know.
Oh gosh.
No, because your bag is now bare, but rat isn't a possession. It's not an item.
I guess he dropped out at some point and is now made his new home in the sewers.
Backwards.
I feel like he is desperately clinging on to bear fur for dear life.
I just feel this rat holding on to my tail right now.
He's a dingleberry now.
There we go. It was not the answer I was ever hoping to hear, but I'm glad we're all happy now that the rat has a home. All right, so
Happy Meal's home is on my tail.
Should I drink a potion? Like, I have 2 of them, so I could.
You could. I mean, you could save it for someone who's hurt worse. You could do all sorts of things. You've got.
There's not much to be hurt worse than me, since I start at 23 hit points.
True.
So yeah, I'm gonna drink one of my healing potions.
And while you're doing that, we'll go ahead.
5. Woo.
Good job. That's some healing. The Barb Devil comes up here. I'm going to save this setting. And that's the range on his throw fire. Just so you all know. Because he's now going to throw his fire. And he's going to throw it at this little celestial thing that he sees and that enrages him. Because he hates it.
Wait,
That's
what's his
really
range?
far.
Wait, what?
How dare you?
Yeah, no. The range on Hurl Flame, 150 feet.
Oh shit.
Take her around a corner soon.
I'm amazed about that because there's a lot going on there. So 2 flames being hurled at your friend Lulu.
Is there like a disadvantage because of me and Bear?
Lulu just gets +2 armor class. So 1 misses, but 1 hits. And Lulu will take that damage right there. And that is the devil's turn. Lulu attempts to break free of her restraints here. So go ahead and try and beat her mighty athletics check here.
Oh wow, she's actually worse strength than I am.
She is just a tiny ball of celestial goodwill.
Guys, should I just let her go?
And occasionally righteous anger.
I guess since we're fleeing, we should keep her with us. Fine.
I mean, I'm always in favor of letting Lulu face the inner demons, and by inner demons, I mean the demons that are outside that are trying to hurt us.
Oh wow, shit.
It looks like we didn't have a choice.
Oh no. How sad.
Oh no! How dare!
I'm distracted by
oh no
flame.
Stop her.
I was distracted by her being on flame.
On flame?
Oh no!
Yes, on flame, because it is a magic flame.
Gosh, she's just so strong.
No,
it's
stop.
snowing.
Wait, don't.
And there's a bear in Lulu's way.
Hi, Lulu.
I mean, is Lulu flying? Like, how tall is it?
It's like I think they said that it's like a 15 or 20 foot tall hall. Let me look it up. But the point is that she's not flying that high.
Okay.
Because if she's that high, she can't stab people.
It's more of a hover.
Yeah.
Yeah, hover right.
Like a bombing run.
Carpet bombing?
Yeah, because, that's what she does. Here we go. Dungeon features. Tunnels are 9 feet high.
So in theory, she could get
on
over top
4
of me.
feet.
She could on her next turn. You hear the cultists moving. They're kind of staying close, but they're perfectly happy letting the devil, let the devil take the wheel, I guess.
Devil take the wheel.
Ray is doing her stuff because
Ariel, how much healing do you got left?
I have plenty. Anything you need, sir.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to charge forward now that I got Lulu on my back.
I got some bonus action healing for you.
Wonderful.
All right. It is, in fact, your turn if you would like to use bonus action healing.
Actually, hold on. I need to check distance. How do I do that?
How about I go first? Charge forward. Start swiping at things.
I will drop my initiative so that way he can do that, yes.
Oh, just enough! Who would have thought?
I did that's drawing. I'm sorry. How do I get rid of that?
You're spitting at them.
You pick your arrow, and then you click on it once and then delete it.
I'm having a hard time. Hold on.
Oh, that's because you drew it on the object layer, not the map layer. There we go.
Thank you.
Oh no, he only has 1 HP. I'm going to be so sad if Happy Meal dies.
Well, you should have thought of that before you turned into a bear.
Bear.
Speaking of which, bear, do your bear.
Do I use my last rage on here?
Now, I'm sure you can handle this without the rage, because I'm sure there's other terrible things that you would rather be angry about. Counterpoint. He might kill your rat.
My bear, my rat.
But that means he can absorb a hit for us.
Could Happy Meal be hiding on Ariel?
Nope, on the bear.
He can't
Bear
climb
friend,
onto
not-
Ariel?
He could, but he likes the bear, not Ariel.
Ariel, you need to work on your animal handling.
All right,
My
smash.
animal handling is great, actually. It's +2.
All right. First we're going to bite. We can't make macros for this, can we?
I mean, I'm sure you could figure it out.
Ooh, actually, maybe. Give me 1 second.
I mean,
Do that now.
if you figure out like how to have it add your proficiency bonus, you could just use the bear you could just roll from the tabletop bear in Beyond.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Let's see if this works. I do not have advantage. Normal roll. Hey, it worked. Does a 21 hit?
It sure does. And
Oh,
you're not a magic bear yet, right?
No, I will probably never be a magic bear.
Well, since I asked the question, you know that you should be sad because you bite him, but he's not. You hurt him, but not as much as you should because you're not a magic bear.
Yeah, no. Memory serves me correctly that silver weapons.
You're not a silver bear either.
No,
You don't have silver fillings?
no.
Oh,
Silver
can
grill?
we get tips for your claws and like fangs?
Every time I turn into a bear, I get silver claws.
Yeah, totally.
All right, and then claw attack. Let's see. 17 hit.
It sure does.
15 damage.
Quite a lot. But
And
not
now,
as
because I'm
much.
doing this in the wrong order, now I'm going to rage. I should have raged beforehand.
Well, do you want to just save your rage then?
Yeah, you might as well save it now.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
I'll save it. Well, it's
Yeah.
me. I don't rage for the damage. I rage for the health pool.
I'm healing you.
Yeah, but I feel like he deals a lot of damage. All right, good. Or yeah, good.
I mean, he
Your
just
turn.
hurls 2 flame balls a turn for 2d6 each. That's not a lot.
Oh yeah. Not
But
a
he
lot
does
at all.
have his own icon. So that means there's something.
Means he's special.
Yeah.
Bear done?
Yeah, Bear's done.
Okay.
All right.
I use Silver Axe because Silver Axe. Did that attack? Why did I press the right button? I did
Yeah,
not. Hold
yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's your damage roll.
Okay.
There you go.
There we
That's an attack roll.
All right. And then heal bear with bonus action. Juice up our bear friend. Bear juice.
Nice. Max healing.
Was it?
1d4
Oh,
plus
hey,
5.
look at that. Did we ever determine if that actually adds everything? I can't remember. I always forget.
It's a +5, which is way higher than her wisdom modifier, so it's got to be adding it.
All right.
Hey, Zamar, what are you doing?
I am double moving. Done.
Great.
Oh, and in the process, I yell at Edric, "Holy shit, there's a devil!"
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Considering last time I was like, do whatever you want, man.
Does Edric have spells that go that far?
He must, because his cantrips are like 120 feet.
Pretty useful.
Yes, because chill touch isn't actually required touching. It's quite a lie of the cantrip there.
It bothers me so much that it is called that.
It's also got one of the longest ranges of a cantrip.
Speaking of, hello, Edric.
And you were right. It is 1d8. Oh well, not like it mattered. He does hit the devil despite shooting through people.
And a lot of people at that.
Yeah, no. And we'll go ahead and chalk up that. Oh, also, Chill Touch apparently does not do cold damage as one might think. It is the most lying of spells.
Yeah, it's the necrotic damage,
Really?
which somehow gives negatives to undead creatures you hit it with, not healing them. It gives them disadvantage on something.
It makes it so that no, all creatures can't regain hit points, and it makes undead creatures hard. It makes it harder for them to attack you specifically. Hey, Lyra, now that Edric's shown how useful he is, would you like to show how useful you are?
Quick question.
Wow.
Is Edric, is he on the same level as we are, or is he behind us?
Behind.
Okay.
Move, dash,
Don't forget
cunning action.
Don't forget silver arrows.
I know, my silver arrows are going to be shot. Well, one silver arrow will be shot. The devil.
Good job. Take your shot.
Please be a crit.
Shoot her.
Not a
Not throwing away your shot.
dirty 20.
That is going to hit.
And I get sneak attack.
You sure do.
Woo woo.
Oh, I need to find some music.
All right. The barbed devil seems excited that he's finally got a real challenge here. He is going to unload his full melee repertoire, which is going to be 2 claws at Ariel and his tail at the bear. We'll do the tail first. Bear, how do you feel about a 24? Pretty bad, right?
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Nope, it's only 6 points of piercing damage. And those are 2 claws at Ariel. I'm pretty sure the 24 hits, but let me know if you have
that hits.
anything to do about that.
That hits. Is the 8 the total damage?
No, that was his second claw attack. So that is 4 points of slashing damage or piercing damage from his claws. That's weird.
See,
8 plus 4
Does
or 4
Ari-
total?
4 total.
does Ariel get any bonus to her AC, being that she's on the back of a bear?
Nope.
No?
No.
Hey, here goes Lulu, right? 10, 20, 30.
Why'd my HP just drop?
Did Ariel accidentally change the bear's hit points?
Shoot, hold on.
She really is just using you as a burying shield.
I'm fixing it. He's on top of me. He's too big.
All right.
Shut up. I'm moving the bear. Hold on.
Dying.
Out of the way, bear.
All right, we're good.
Now Lulu's on top of me. Everyone's on top of the bear.
Yes.
Bear pile.
So, this cultist is going to go ahead, come in, and with the crossbow, take a shot at... I don't know, they're all so dangerous looking. Here we go. Bear is 1-2, Ariel is 3-4, Lulu is 5-6. So he's going to take a shot at Lulu. And I believe that will hit our Lulu.
I can't see Lulu's health. How low is she?
Bear, get out of the way.
Can we
Lulu
make him
has
the
8
underlayer?
health.
Is that possible?
Make him invisible.
The cultist seems to think that they're winning. This cultist is going to shift to here, and same deal. All of you look like you're terrible things and should be shot. So here's a shot at, I believe Ariel was 3-4. This cultist is the bravest and is going to walk up, but he's going to attack the bear just because the bear seems like the thing he doesn't want in his face the most. Well, there we go. They were rather ineffective. Rhea does things. Someone's measuring stuff out. That's great. This guy really only has line of effect on bear. I'm so sorry, bear.
Ouch.
That's 11 points of crit from that guy's crossbow. But that's okay. You were healed earlier, so it's not like you're unbared.
So, about that rage.
So this cult fanatic is going to get here, and he's going to make an incantation for a spell, because he's here to turn this fight in his favor. And oh no, don't do that.
The hell?
The hell?
He's gonna make his spiritual weapon there behind you guys. Because as you recall, this is what they can do, and for some reason they can do it 3 times a day.
Holy shit.
And that is also going to attack bear because the bear is there. Hey there, you see, your world is the karma balanced out.
I mean, it would balance out if it healed me. And
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So, Barian, what are you going to do?
I'm raging now.
Well, we tried to keep you from being angry.
Yeah, well, this fight's not going as great as one would hope.
That's okay. I saw someone measuring out distances, so I think you're about to get some AoE help.
I mean, yeah.
I was gonna say, what were the conclusions of those measurements first?
So after that rage, what is the bear going to do?
Bear's going to attack. I just don't know who to attack. I obviously should attack the obvious, but I feel like I need to start knocking out some of these smaller dudes. So yeah, so I'm going to hit this dude directly in front of me.
Make it so. Let me double check. These guys are not as tough as you think.
Did you already roll?
Yeah, an 11.
My desynced?
I don't see it.
So it's showing up for you in yellow. Are you whispering it to me, Frank?
Apparently I am.
Okay. Well, an 11 is
Secret
too
attack.
low. You were
Apparently it's... Okay. Yeah, apparently doing this automatically sends it just to you. Alright, so that's annoying.
But that's okay. You also still have your claws, your roars, and claws.
Don't forget that awesome joke I told you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. That's what, a D6?
I think it might be D8 now. It is 1D8.
So
Hey,
it's a 15 hit.
there you go. That does hit.
Alright, so 8 damage.
8 damage. He's not dead, but he's looking like he wishes he was.
Cool. Well, now he's gonna take a swipe to the face. Hopefully. 14 hit?
It does.
14 damage.
All right, you bear swat him away, so much so that I moved him off the map. Isn't that great?
Oh, actually, not that it matters. Add 2 more damage. So, actually, it does matter. If you added 2 damage to the first attack, would that have killed him? So that would have been 10
It would
damage.
have.
Okay, so then does a 14 hit this dude?
Nope, he is too Barbie.
Okay. And that is my turn.
Well, all right then. Ariel, what would you like to do now that you have a spiritual weapon, which, I don't know, I'm zoomed out a lot, so it looks like a cat with like a cape in a doctor's outfit.
That's roughly what it looked like. It kind of looks like a Power Ranger dragon thing.
Okay.
But either way, I'm just going to rinse and repeat my last turn. Do a nice little slashy slash with a battle axe on our spiky friend. Damn it, hold on. Alright.
No. Spiked devils, spine devils, and barbed devils are all different things. Very important.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's slow down. Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
I thought I did it wrong the first time, so I accidentally clicked it again.
All right. So 11 damage.
And then we're gonna put some juice into our bear friend.
Or math.
The gas tank.
All right, that seems like a pretty good turn. Zamar, what about you? What are you going to do?
I'm going to run forward. And I'm going to swing my loot around. I'm going to take a nice power slide as I do a chord. I'm going to cast Shatter.
Power slide through muck, shit, and piss.
Great. Where
It's worth it.
is Shatter? Draw me the little box of Shatter.
Metal before metal.
Face.
It should hit all of them.
And just barely miss Bear, or just barely?
Just barely missed them.
All right, let's do them in batches. So first we'll do the regular cultists.
No.
All right. Then we'll do the cult fanatic. And then we'll do the barbed devil. He has a con save, right? Of plus stupid. With advantage.
Oh my god!
Alright.
7?
Plus 7, yes, he's very hardy. And he resists magic. So that's 17 thunder damage to the people who didn't save, which are...
And half as much to those who did.
Right, so it's these two cultists who did not save. So they're just Sonic dead.
Sonic boom.
Or Thunder dead. Whichever. Look at that. The bard with the blasting. The others, half of 17 is 9. Take 9.
And is that enough to force a concentration check from the fanatic?
It will. And hilariously, even the guy who saved is also dead.
Yes.
We learned last
Came
night.
in like a wrecking ball.
We learned last night that spiritual weapons do not require concentration.
Oh, we did learn that, so it doesn't matter, but he would have saved. So that's a pretty good turn for Zamar. Is there anything else that you need?
I don't think I can do anything with my bonus actions, so I am good to go.
Do you have a
Alright.
heal with that bonus action?
I got rid of my healing because our cleric friend has all the
Okay.
bonuses to healing, and I thought it was superfluous to do so.
Good point.
I don't think you can ever have too much healing.
See, Matt, I'm not the only one.
But like, she can heal as much as I could heal with a powerful heal spell with her like bonus action.
So like he's talking about the quality
Yeah.
of the heal. So it's like he can do way more
Yeah.
damage with a spell slot versus having a very medial heal.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm talking about the quantity of heals.
We have 3 tiers of spells now. We have lots of quantity at this point.
So, Zamar, would you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
I will happily do so.
The DC is 11 is 11.
Are you sure? It sounded like it was 13.
No. The spell save is 11, and then there's a +3 next to it for his spell attack, so the numbers were just mushing together. Oh, hey, good, you do save. So a terrible thing doesn't happen to you until the spiritual weapon comes flying at you because this guy's angry. At you, specifically.
I give him a little, just a little guitar riff as he's running towards me, as if I'm bringing it on.
Yeah, so I believe that their, no, this isn't a... their spiritual weapons, if I recall, are like devilish looking long swords. So there you go. 6 points of force damage is what the spiritual weapons do. Yes. Which brings us to the top of the order. Nothing happens here. Edric sees no real reason to move any closer.
You're the best, Edric.
Smart man.
And he's going to go ahead and shoot at our devil friend and do some chip damage for you. And Lyra, you're now up.
Okay. And I hide behind Jamar.
Literally no, because he is small and you are medium.
Damn. Okay.
Zamar, though, can hide behind you.
Meh.
Actually, wait, do you have that halfling feature, or are you a different kind of halfling? Or is that base all halflings?
It's base.
Okay.
Because we're small, we can hide behind anybody that's a size bigger than us.
Okay, so then she's just gonna actually stay back there and gonna shoot with a silvered arrow at the
I guess just let me know when.
barbed devil.
Okay.
Ah, darn.
Well, unfortunate. But you took your shot.
Should I use my inspiration, guys? Or that?
I know you had inspiration.
Right?
To be fair, I still have inspiration.
Oh, apparently we all
Yeah,
do.
I don't know what I got it from, but
I think it was saving the people in the tower without triggering any of the traps. Because that's the most recent inspiration-giving thing I can think of.
okay.
I wouldn't say no to it, but it's up to you.
I couldn't paste it in the Roll20 chat, so I pasted what I'm doing to to the Discord.
I saw. I saw the first one. Now I see that there's another message. So let's figure out, are you being inspired?
Oh no, sorry. I was
Not
just,
you.
just trying to get.
Lyra, we're figuring out if she's
yeah, I
using it or
know.
not.
How hurt does the barbed devil look?
Heard enough that a 7th level champion would be able to tell you. But you are not. Or maybe it's 11th level. The point is that's another class's feature, so we can't just hand that out for everyone.
Excuse me while I make some adjustments to my character.
A 7th level champion bear? That's amazing. We should do that.
I mean, I'm thinking about taking some
Champion belt.
levels in Monk. Could you imagine what my claw attacks would be like?
Super ineffective.
Oh.
Barehanded attacks.
Well, actually,
I'm just gonna wait.
check and see if it's your monk level or your character level that determines your unarmed strikes as a monk.
If it helps you decide any, Lyra, we're going to be fighting some more baddies, so if you wanted to hang on to that, that might be a good idea.
Oh, I just realized there's a corner here. Okay, so she's
Yeah, we
gonna
still
go
haven't.
hide.
We definitely still haven't explored everything.
All right. Do you like evens or odds, Lyra?
Oh god. Even.
All right. It's odd. Your silver arrow that you fired is broken. How sad.
Aww.
Rough.
Drat. So she's gonna hide.
Sounds good. Go ahead and make that check.
Well now.
I think pretty much everyone's passive perception is going to notice that, but we'll just remember that it's 10 when it comes back to you.
Not just the 10, it was a crit fail.
That doesn't matter with skills.
No.
Now the question is Lulu secretly a celestial vampire, and when she digs her tongue into this devil and sucks out his blood, will she get his health back?
So are you now imagining that her trunks are like little mosquito things?
Yeah, that's great.
No, I think that she's just powerful enough and she just punched through.
Well, you may never get to find out. Who knows? You may accidentally kill this guy beforehand. Oh wait, it's his turn. So he's going to unload with his full complement of melee attacks, starting with the celestial that's in front of him, and then overflowing to bear if said celestial stops being an issue. So he will start with his tail. He will then claw, and then do damage to Lulu.
So close.
So close, but Lulu does
Hang in
live.
there, baby.
And now Lulu gets revenge.
Lulu does get revenge.
Lulu's Revenge. That could be its own, D&D adventure module.
Unfortunately, Lulu's revenge is ineffective to say the least.
Did she get inspiration?
She is not a player and therefore not eligible for inspiration.
Can I give her my inspiration?
I think the previous statement stands, but if you want to use your inspiration, we'll let you use it. She can't bank it, but if you want her to just use your inspiration right now.
Done.
Oh, did you do it?
Apparently so. Oh my god.
All right.
So close to a crit.
Okay. And then that radiant damage. I don't think devils are actually vulnerable to radiant. I'm just double checking. Yeah, nope, no vulnerabilities here, but this is good. He has not been ceremoniously murdered by the tiny celestial elephant. He's still standing. But she came out the better of that exchange between the two of them. Rhea does things. This guy with his celestial weapon is going to go ahead and use his bonus action to have it attack Zamar for 5 points of force damage. And he is now actually out of that level of slots. So he's going to go ahead and step forward here. And he's going to attempt to touch Lulu.
Hey.
He did not say okay to that.
Stranger danger.
Well, it is totally ineffective, so you guys are having a fun day, Barbarian.
I'm going after a cultist.
That's good.
I attack this dude. Where's my bear? Bear. Alright. First is going to be the bite. Alright, then I'm going to swipe.
That doesn't have any of your pluses, but it would still miss unless you have.
I'm doing it's a +6. I figure this is going to be quicker than typing it all out. And then that's a 9.
Well, that also misses. Do you wish to stand there, Bear?
God, I hate it when you ask questions like that, but yeah.
All right. That's all right. Ariel's here to help.
All right, let's hope we can take out our devil friend here. Smack.
That's gonna hit.
Whack.
Nice.
Would you like healings, Bear, or would you like me to hang on to that for now?
He hits a lot.
Also, Lulu is close herself.
Yeah, if you want to heal Lulu, go ahead.
I would
shoot.
love to.
How much
She's
health? How much health do you have when you're no longer a bear? Just because you're acting like you're in danger, but
We like the bear.
I just want to remind you that that's what when you turned into a bear. So you do still have 50 hit points just hanging out over there.
I know, but it's more fun being a bear.
We don't want to lose Lulu.
That's 9 points of healing to Lulu, is what I'm seeing.
Yes.
I think you've had 3. Yeah, you've had 3
It's a click of a mouse.
healing in a row.
No voice over this.
At max.
Cheater!
All right,
Hey man, I don't see you complaining. Your health is looking pretty good.
So you've got a spiritual weapon in your face. Not that you can do anything about it.
I mean, if he kills this dude, then yeah, he can do something about it.
I don't want to play devil's advocate, but I feel like you kind of chose the wrong side here, bud.
Devil's advocate.
But I'm attacking the cultist.
You DC 15. You do not successfully insult him. Somehow, apparently, he feels he and the devil have this. They're super confident over here.
No.
Right, that's the guy up there with Rhea doing things you don't know about.
See, that fight should have been over a while ago.
That
One of them
sounds
should be
bad.
coming out of the corner and going, "Hey guys, I won."
The fact that they're still in the turn order is good.
I mean, that just means we may need to replace Rhea.
They're actually just playing Go Fish back there.
Edric is going to go ahead and just contribute in the only way he knows how, which is by not. Lyra, you're up.
Can she try hiding again?
You are unaware of whether or not they saw you hide last time.
Fine. Really, I wouldn't have had a gauge that I did
No.
that poorly.
No.
Nope. And for all you know,
Okay.
maybe they have a negative to wisdom and their passive perception didn't notice.
Oh.
This is why I prefer things like that to not be known to the players. You're supposed
Just
to treat
takes
it
so
like
much
it's the best
work.
roll.
Okay, she's gonna try to sneak around the corner and shoot another silvered arrow at the big baddie.
As unsurprising as this may be to any of you, you do not have advantage on this attack from being hidden. But a 17 will hit.
And I get sneak attack.
You do. And Bear here feels the heat rush out of the barbed devil as he winks back to whatever plane he came from.
We did it.
It's the plane of Avernus. It's, not a
See
surprise.
you later. Literally.
Hopefully he doesn't remember us.
He's just.
I
he's just
telepathically tell him to, yeah, never mind.
good job.
Yeah.
Does my silvered arrow break?
Whenever it hits, it does break.
Oh, okay.
Good job, Lulu.
Lulu murders a man in front of you.
Yes,
Good
good
job,
girl.
Lulu.
So what would the rest of you like to do now that the world is calm, cool,
Celebrate Lulu's
collected?
first blood.
That is
Find
not
out what's going
Lulu's
on with
first
Rhea.
blood.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on Rhea.
Yeah.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. We should do that. Whoa. Oh my.
So you're
Rhea's
coming
still
up
in
here. You go into the room you didn't see Rhea go in. Good job. There's
Oh, what room did she go in?
she went in this one. Remember the one south of there?
I did not remember.
Okay. So when you go in here, what you see is that Rhea is currently still paralyzed from some magical effect. The cultist, however, appears to have taken the chance when that spell landed to just book it and is nowhere to be seen.
Cool.
All right.
Huh.
Is the door-
he in this one?
No, stop that. Stop.
What?
Do not
But you
move
weren't here.
forward. Look at where everybody is right now. Don't move forward.
Do we wish to all group up first?
Do you want to all go join Rhea in Paralyzed Town?
It does look like a bedroom, so I think it would be a good place to rest.
Can I do an Arcana to see like what kind of spell this is? Will I need to try to get rid of it somehow?
Oh, good.
Or can I assume that it'll wear off?
I mean, it'll wear off in time. I think the cleric should easily recognize it as hold person. So it's just, we made a whole bunch of wisdom saves for Rhea while you guys weren't around, and as you can imagine, that's the thing she's not very good at. So she's just been like hanging out here trying to break free for this entire encounter. Just held. It's got a couple more rounds on it before it wears off naturally.
Quick question, valid question. Is Lulu being driven anywhere in particular?
No, she is
free?
calm now, yeah.
Okay, good.
So I look at Lyra and I start, bear noising at her.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing. Okay. Who? Well, I guess I'm the one who knows how to pick locks. Okay, so Bear, come with me.
You mean hop on?
Yeah, Lyra.
Can you carry
Hops
both
on.
of us, or should I get down?
All right, where are we going?
Aw.
Weird. Let's go save the people.
Matt, does anything happen while we march down there?
No, are you bringing the rest of your friends, or is everyone hanging out? Because Rhea will be fine in like 20 seconds, so by the time the rest of you get down there, she's back to normal, happy, and asks what's going on, how everyone did,
You
When we
As
go
hold person,
past
are you
this
still
corner, can we search the cultist?
Oh yeah, no. With Hold Person, she was fully aware of what was going on and was quite peeved about the entire experience.
which way? Which way?
He went out the door, that door, and then turned left, and then obviously I didn't see him anymore.
Yes, obviously so. I don't know, but I guess we'll go follow where the bear and Lyra went.
As we were cantering off, I would have yelled, "We're gonna go free the people! Be right back!"
All right, so while they're coming down here,
Roar.
I assume you guys are freeing the people.
Oh,
The beautiful people. The beautiful
Could have just
people.
been a two-person job, but
Well,
let's
is it a person and a bear job? That's what the real question is.
let's first search the bodies. I want to search the bodies that should be here still. Especially looking for keys.
Oh yeah, definitely find keys. Easy
Yay!
enough. Now you don't even have to worry about the fact that you have thieves' tools.
Yep.
So you
I
go
don't
in
need
there.
no practice.
The old woman says, "Well, it's
Bearded.
about time someone got down here. Will you hurry it along, please?"
I
She
roar
said
at her
please.
and telepathically tell her to be more grateful.
Lyra is going to first free Tarina.
Tarina says, "Thank you," and this is why she wanted to get you guys all out of here on that boat way sooner than this. And she says, "Let me know when it's good to just get out of here, because I'm not hanging around here any longer than I have to."
It's probably good now. We can tell them the way out.
Do you see where Harkina went?
No, they brought us in here, and then they took her out of here, and I have no idea where she went.
How long ago did she go?
Oh, but that would have been sometime early this morning, late last night.
It's a good amount of time.
Who took her?
Some of the cultists with their faces covered.
While they're talking, I peek around this corner here.
Oh, it's just another convenient dead end. I don't know why there's so many of them.
This lady really didn't do a good job of maintaining the sewer system. Like, apparently really good about building, but not maintaining.
Well, you gotta compare it to what it was like before she got here, when there were were-rats in the sewers and people were randomly dragged down here and had lycanthropy inflicted upon them so that they could terrorize Baldur's Gate. Gotta grade on a curve.
I didn't know that was Baldur's Gate. I thought that was somewhere else.
It's pretty much any D&D city. Like, it's like the only thing that they know to put in sewers are were-rats. I don't know why. So, do you have anything else for Tarina before you just tell her that she's done here?
Nope. I was gonna move on to the young guy.
He's like 50.
Younger than the old woman.
If he's human, he's old. If he's half-elf, he's young. If he's anything else, he's young.
When you open the door, the rest of your friends are here now, and he gives your group a look, and he's like, "You don't seem like the average bear."
I just
Smaller than
bear
the
shrug.
average bear.
Yeah, I just give a bear shrug, and
So, who are you all working for, if you don't mind me asking?
Who does number 2 work for?
Who are you working for? Hey guys, do you remember who we're working for? I feel like it's changed a lot.
We work for everyone.
Literally everyone.
Could you tell us we're lost?
We're the people's people.
We're not working for Sewer Lady, considering that she just tried to kill us.
Yeah. Everyone but her, I think.
So I just start kind of bear roaring, telling the whole story, and I don't tell him telepathically. I just start telling this whole story with grunts and roars and whatnot.
Is he an awakened bear? A shape-shifted bear? I've met some awakened animals before, but some of them are, different. But anyway, who's in charge here? My name is Fallister.
Is that someone we were looking for, or no?
No.
Alright.
Could I roll something to see if I recognize the name insofar as...
Yeah, go ahead and give me a history check.
I know. He's a stranger. He's never been here before. He's lying.
Yeah, no, a first name does not spark any immediate memories. It's not like when someone says John and you're like John Adams? Like John McClane? What John could this be?
John Cena.
Bill Fallister.
I telepathically ask, why did they take him?
Well, that's a long story, and I feel like you don't have a lot of time. So the short of it is that I was less successful in my investigation of what was going on in the Van Thamper Manor than you were, and so thank you. And I get the feeling that we have similar interests at play here. I take it that you're trying to find out what her endgame is.
Bear shrug.
Amongst other things.
Well, excellent. I happen to have a way to get us some answers if we could find some things of hers that might have them. I hear that she might have a book, a box, some sort of writing. Have you had a chance to search her room to see if it was there?
I'm assuming
We're on our way there.
Right?
No,
We definitely searched her room, but I think there was a box we did not get into.
Oh, the poison box.
No, you opened the poison box. It was funny for me because you didn't realize it was a poison box till after you opened it.
I had resistance to poison. I should have been able to open.
I don't remember much of what was in the room, though.
What I have noted is that you found lots of books written in Infernal, which then Lyra read and found out that apparently that was like her actual bookkeeping books that she keeps in Infernal because the book says she does. She's a very weird business lady. That's what we're going with.
It's good to keep secretive. I mean, not many people speak Infernal.
I ask him where he's from.
Oh, I'm originally from Kalasham. Currently, I'm working with a friend of mine from Candle Keep who has been trying to find out what's been going on. The latest missive I received was after the Elturel incident. Here he sort of stops and looks at Rhea in recognizing, that she's clearly from Elturel. He probably because of all the, Hellrider accoutrements, he doesn't recognize Zamar nearly as readily.
It's because I'm just a stylish bard.
You're right. You're just fancy.
Can't you tell by my cape?
I could tell by the cape, but unfortunately, my contact there, Silvira Savicris, thinks that our friend here, the Duke, might be having some dealings with what happened in Elturel. And I'm judging by the fact you've got a Hellrider with you, you're of the same opinion?
Yeah, so when he mentions Candlekeep, my bare ears kind of perk up as much as they can. I say, yeah,
as does Lyra's.
Yeah. What are you?
Bow?
You're human, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I was thinking like elf ears perking up. Alright, so I mentioned that, we are we are trying to figure out what we can about the disappearance of Elturel, and Candlekeep is one of our destinations, but we ended up coming here for, again, reasons that I keep forgetting, because reasons.
I see. Well,
looking for answers here, that's what it was.
Well, what I think is that unless you've got some other leads, if you find anything, bring them to me in Little Calamsham, and then we can arrange a trip down to Candle Keep.
Wait, where's Little Calamsham?
Literally, it's like Little Italy in New York. It's a part of Baldur's, Baldur's Gate.
Like, there's no desert around here. What are we talking about?
Don't we have a ship that's going to be taking us out, and we're going to be going to Candlekeep anyway that way?
Yeah.
Just another way we can get to Candlekeep, I guess.
We just bring him along with us.
One of the many blinking arrows to help you not get lost in the adventure.
Yeah, Candlekeep. Candlekeep's our next place.
I was gonna say, hey, Fallister, how about a proposition? Let's work together. Why don't you come with us on our brand new to us ship as we head to Candlekeep? You help us, we help you.
Because
we all find out what happened to Elturel.
Because along the road, there's a Hellrider I wanted to talk to. He's a little bit off the beaten path, and your boat obviously isn't going to be able to go inland.
We haven't tried it yet.
Rhea speaks up since she's with you, and she says, I haven't heard of any Hellriders retiring out near Candlekeep. Does the Bard want to make another history check and try and redeem yourself?
I would love to.
Give me 1 second to give you all sorts of knowledge. Unless it is lost to my links. You do know of this guy whose name I'll get you when I find it, because it's not saved where I want it. And the reason you assume Rhea has never heard of him is because this is a dwarven Hellrider who retired literally something like 100 years ago, and so that is probably why Rhea has never heard of him.
I just kind of give Ray like a pat and like he retired way before you were born, kid, and give the name, whatever the name is.
We're gonna call him Hellrider Keith for now, and once we have
Such a dwarven name.
Keith and I go way back.
Yes, the traditional name, Keith.
It's usually
Keith,
Bob.
sir. Keith, sir.
I seem to recall I'm not that old. How old am I?
So quick question. I'm assuming if we're incapable of doing a long rest in any of these rooms, I'm assuming we can at least do a short rest somewhere.
A short rest would probably be advisable.
Do we want to say that we've been taking a short rest while talking to these people?
Yeah, that seems like something that you could do. Baldur also tells you that he has been carried around this area a lot, and he could tell you a little bit about the place. We'll just highlight the places that you've already been. To the west, there's where many of the cultists stay. There's rooms there, storage areas. Nothing super exciting. The north part, where you've also been, is where the hall is for meetings and food. A big empty room that I forget what it was, and I'm not going to look it up because you've already been there and it's unimportant. You have your area here where you came in, which was the wine cellar. That door off to the west is just more storage, and he doesn't think anything valuable has been kept there because he never saw it guarded the many times they've had him walk around. That there's a big magic door that he's never been in before, but there's a very special prisoner in there. He heard the devils talking about. They seem to take particular joy in torturing whoever's in there. He also tells you that somewhere down this hallway where all the fighting was, that he's heard things move along the walls, and so if now that you have time, you might be able to do a little more searching there. Through the big double doors, he was brought there once with the devil and some of the cultists, where the devil conducted a ritual sacrifice. There is a altar to a devil that Baldur doesn't recognize in there.
That might be a good place to check out.
Real quick, you said that there was a whatchamacallit here?
Just more storage in there.
Okay. I missed the ping then. Where was the prisoner that was being tortured?
The magic door Edric wanted to spend some time on before you told him there was a devil that needed to be dealt with.
Also,
that might be a better first option.
Our friend here just watched me revert back to a halfling. And by halfling, I mean dwarf.
Well, that's a good point. He did, didn't he? He says that that's not the weirdest thing. You'll have to meet Traxagor at some point.
What now?
Baldur says he doesn't want to ruin the surprise, but you're going to have a lot of fun when you meet Traxagor. He's a friend of his down near Candlekeep.
Oh, friend. Okay, good.
And as a reminder, we're taking a short rest so you can spend hit dice to get some HP back.
While they're talking to him, I chat up the other dude. Is he good? Everything good? Do we find anything from him? I really don't want to go through it because we just went through all that.
What other guy?
The other one.
Do you mean the old lady who is decidedly not a guy, despite what the icon says?
The old lady.
Yeah.
How's the old lady? Is she good? Is she safe? Who is she?
Yeah, Lyra's gonna open her door last.
She stands up. She is haughty, and you recognize on her dirtied clothes the emblem of the hewn house. And she looks down her nose at you and says, "Well, I'm glad that you finally decided it was time to help here. Now then, I suppose a reward of some sort is in order." She makes a big show of checking her pockets, turning them out, and says, "Well, it appears that I don't have any way to reward you at this point. Come by the house tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll have something for you."
Okay, Madam Hume. We'll We'll swing by tomorrow. I point her the way out.
Get out.
Excellent. Excellent. So those three folks are going to go ahead and take their nice little take their exit nice and safe. We'll put them over here in the things that are safe category, which includes Happy Meal the Rat right now.
Thank goodness.
All right, so go ahead and make yourselves some hit dice. We'll go ahead and give Lulu her hit dice from the short rest because she should probably recover.
I'm only missing 3. Is it worth it?
I mean, you have 5. You might as well roll 1.
Yeah.
And then you roll a 1.
I was going to say make sure you add your con mod to it, but then I remembered who I was talking to.
Oh, yeah, I lose points. Adding my con.
You know what's hilarious, Frank?
Hmm.
I don't think under the short rest it says add your con mod minimum of 0. I think she literally can end up restoring only 1 hit point a hit die with this. Like, I think the negative is counted.
Yeah, it's 1d8 minus 1. That is my hit die.
Let's see.
Oh, phew. Not 1. Okay.
There you go. You're better now.
I know where we're going, but I say we check these other rooms first.
Do we want to check out the potential of the dude being tortured and behind the glowy door? I think we should probably help him first.
I mean, what's the difference? A couple minutes.
Cleric would like to save tortured dude.
Bear, are you done short resting, or are you still keeping track of checking things?
I'm coming. I'm just reading.
Also, where did Samara's icon go?
Yeah, where did my icon go?
I thought you were the one moving you. Where did you go?
I did move me, but then I disappeared.
Is he in the fog somewhere we can't see?
Jeremy Crawford said you regain no hit points if you spend a hit die and your constitution modifier reduces the total to 0 or lower.
Do you lose hit points if it goes lower?
No, you do not.
Okay, good.
The minimum is 0.
Zamar, did you accidentally delete yourself?
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, you can definitely delete yourself.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm right there.
You have no health or armor.
Zamar, I made a new you. Could you just get
Got
your
a twin.
Congratulations, you've been reincarnated.
Is there anything that you needed to do to your token since the last room you were in? No? Excellent. So here you are at the magic door. It is definitely magically locked.
Can Edric do anything about this?
Edric sure can try and do something about this. He goes through his spell book, and this is one of the things he is specifically quite good at dealing with if you're willing to wait 10 minutes for him to cast a ritual.
I am happily will wait.
I don't mind waiting.
Excellent.
Or do we want to go take a look in the other rooms while he takes his 10 minutes?
That sounds like an excellent plan to Rhea, who is impatient and doesn't want to stand around doing nothing for 10 minutes.
Rhea, you're going to sit here and stand here for... Oh, you know what? Here, play with Lulu. There we go. Have a tug of war with Lulu.
Oh, she's fine now.
Did Lulu recover hit
Oh
points?
yeah, no, I did hit dice for the both of them.
Do we want to check out Sacrifice Room then?
I can't believe
No.
Lulu has more HP than I do.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to go check out the sacrifice room?
No.
It's the only room we haven't checked.
Yeah.
Well, the whole point is to do something.
Oh, hey, Matt.
Yeah?
There's someone in that room that I have control of.
In which room?
Right around here, but more to the right. Right here.
Oh.
Right there.
Well,
I feel like perhaps we should go in that room.
I feel like we should also go into that room. I also see the ability to move something.
there we go. You shouldn't anymore.
I still can. Oh, it's gone. That's so scary.
I can't see any.
That's,
No, we fixed it. Don't you worry.
I will go ahead and lead the walk over to the torture room.
Oh no, we're walking away from the torture room.
Yeah, this is the torture
sacrifice
room.
Yeah, this is the sacrifice room. Please get
The
your
sacrifice room.
ways of defiling people correct.
Yeah, see, I would rather not split the party.
Well, Edric's going to be there for like 10 minutes. That's like 10 whole combat encounters.
Fine.
We did just rest. We can always rest again.
No, we can't.
Short rest.
Eh.
So you're standing in front of this room, which is that room. I don't need.
I don't know. Should we leave like Rhea or Lulu with
Just
Edric?
lock him in a room.
Nah,
No, with Edric to like just safety in numbers, not leaving one person by themselves.
He's fine.
Oh, yeah, no,
that's fine.
if Lulu says that's a great idea, Lulu's going to hang out and cheer Edric on.
You can do it, Edric.
Not sure if Lulu or Fear Fart.
I thought I was like, is someone going to get like a little kazoo for Lulu trumpets now? Good for you all. Good for you all. This is an iron double door, and now that you have time to look at this door when there's not murder happening, you see that there are infernal runes carved along the door. Hey, a character who understands infernal can translate these runes. Would you like
me.
to?
Yes, but I'm not going to say them out loud.
It says, that which falls can rise again.
So we're just sacrificing people to bring back people? Is that what I'm getting here?
Oh, is it that which falls?
Pretty routine sacrifice, I guess.
Yeah, that which falls can rise again.
Yep, that sounds on par for what we've been dealing with. Is the door open?
Resurrection.
Yeah, when you test it, the door's open.
Alright, throw it on open.
You throw it on open. Here's what you see. We're gonna go ahead and, as you can imagine, you got your candles, your fancy tapestries, which we'll describe. There is a spined devil right here.
I have dark vision in case.
Nope, the candelabras are all lit up.
Oh, is that the entire room?
No, we're going a little bit at a time. It's just over here in this corner, you have an imp. More
And
corners.
in this corner.
Here. At the very back, let me go back over here to where my description here. There is a statue of a large angel. Yep, it's a large angel standing there. It's got a single sword raised up, standing on that spot. Let me see if I have a convenient picture, or if you just have to. Standing in that spot is the woman that you recognize the face as the guard that you've been seeing. She's sort of just leaning on the statue, bored looking. There we go. Did that show like it was supposed to?
I see nothing.
See nothing.
I clicked show to players. Did
I
it
mean,
work now?
there's the circle, like the right here.
Yeah, but it's supposed to show you a picture. Well, whatever.
In chat.
Maybe. Let's see if it works if I do that. Well, whatever. You're just going to have to deal with the fact that you'll have to zoom in and look at the mini very carefully.
She's gorgeous.
There are 2 rows of tall wrought iron candlesticks that light this vaulted chamber, each one bearing 9 flickering candles. A 7-foot-tall statue of an angel with white glowing eyes and a longsword is on the dais to the south. That full sentence doesn't matter. That sentence isn't true. 9 tapestries depicting the lairs of the 9 hells adorn the walls. So that, and here at the center of the room, which is what I'm sure you were all waiting for, is the Duke Salamra van Thamper. And let me scroll down so I have everything you need to know about her.
Everything about this room scares me.
Shoot her!
She is carrying a large, well-made longsword. She is dressed in black and red full plate, and she appears to have been in mid-argument with the fiendish woman at the altar. You interrupted her right as she was saying, I was telling you to kill the intruders, to which the fiend, seeing you enter, says, No. When you summoned me, we had a very clear deal. I wasn't to harm you or any other person in this house. This is what you get for not trusting me.
Dibs on her armor. Dibs on the full plate.
Duke Van Thamper turns around to you and looks at her spine devil and imp and says, Well, I guess I'm going to deal with you myself. None of my sons are any use. That's fine. Once Baldur's Gate is mine, nothing else will matter. As you can imagine, there's no talking her out of this course of action. We're gonna just...
we really have turned her sons against her, though, haven't we? We got the one that was already against her. Then we turned Edric against her, and he made him run away. And then we just kind of let the last guy run off, tormented by demons.
To be fair, no one really liked her.
Or did we kill him?
You
died.
killed him.
Crushed
We did
him.
kill him.
If I recall, the direct quote from the bear was, I squeeze his throat till his eyes pop out.
Sounds about right.
Imps were pretty happy, but then we attacked them too. Ah,
We have that amazing initiative. You know that?
a pair we are.
Let's see what I get. Let's see. Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, come on.
Hey, good job, because we all know that you want to go first. Where's the Duke's initiative?
Yeah.
Did you really get a 0? No, you got a 2.
She didn't click on her token first.
Hey, Lyra,
Oh,
you're
I
going
forgot.
first, right?
Yeah. Okay. Lyra is hiding. First
Well-
and foremost.
Well, you hear a voice in your head, and it sounds like the guard who is now the fiendish woman at the front, who says that she would like to help you. In fact, so much so, here's how she will help you. Did that show to players work?
Nope.
Nope.
That is.
Is it maybe going into one of our many of things that we have here, like creatures and handouts?
There we go. Now did it show
There
to
it is.
players?
Yeah.
There you go. That is how she would love to help you. Just, read it over. Everyone's got the same thing, and, she's going to help you on your turn if you so choose.
But
Nope.
it's determined it's a fiend, right?
You are definitively sure of her fiendish nature because, let me show you roughly what she looks like because I don't have the picture.
I disdainfully toss the contract out of my hand, or shove it out of the air.
Roughly like that.
Oh. Yeah, anything that has to be signed, I decline.
If you sign, I decline.
If I have to sign, I decline.
I mean, but bless.
You're more than happy. You can do that if you want. I'm not.
Well, Lyra, if you wanna, it's gonna just be there, floating there whenever you want. If you'd like to take your turn while you consider it.
So, okay. She's gonna hide.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Ooh.
Very well
done.
done.
Okay. And okay, so Duke Van Thamper, she's a human, right?
She is a human in black and red full plate with a long sword.
And there's a spine devil next to
Spine
her.
devil next to her, and an imp in the corner. Not really a corner, in the right side here.
Okay. Lyra's gonna sneak around on over here. Shoot a regular arrow at Duke Van Thamper
Sounds good.
with advantage.
Sure thing.
With advantage. That was terrible.
No, the.
Oh, wait, no, that
that's-
wasn't.
Yeah, I was like,
It was either 11 or an 18.
Oh, no, that was good. Okay.
there is a shimmer of magic around the Duke as your arrow is slightly nudged around her.
Cute. Okay. And
Hey, who there who can see her is able to make a very quick knowledge arcane check to see if you recognize what's going on. I think it's just the two spellcasters, right? No one else is trained in arcane. We know Lyra is, isn't she?
I was gonna say I have a -1. I don't know about you. Well done.
I also think we may have lost Lyra. Just looking at the camera.
Nice.
Oh, it
Wait.
jumped.
She's back.
wait, what happened? I'm not here?
You're good.
You're back now.
You're back.
Okay. Okay. So can I delve into my arcane knowledge as well?
Yes, go ahead, give it a shot. And Zamar definitely made the check.
Oh.
Zamar, someone is currently concentrating on a warding bond on Duke Salamra.
Alright.
Makes sense. Define, my aware of what kind of spell or limitations that has.
What that is it's basically is a protection spell around the Duke that makes her a lot more durable, harder to hit, and someone is concentrating on it at the moment.
I can only imagine who that could possibly be.
One who
Almost
was
like
told
one,
of the contract?
almost one that wanted us to sign a contract for stopping casting a spell.
Yeah.
He's right there, just waiting for you to maybe have her concentrate on something else if you really, really would like that. Anyway, Zamar, it's now your turn, and armed with knowledge and music.
What more can you need?
I don't know, you tell me.
Do I have any knowledge about this creature in the back? Which is in a apparently normal form now, not rather than the awkward.
She's not trying to hide herself. She's got the wings, the armor, the piercing devil eyes. This is a fairly high-ranking devil, somewhere in the middle of the fiendish chain, and she's definitely appearing bored here. Probably because, from what you heard, she's not allowed to murder anyone at the moment.
I seem to recall that the other demons or devils we've faced have pretty good immunity to my spells.
Sure do. But all she wants to do is help you if you'll just sign her contract real quick. Just name on the dotted line.
Yeah, of course. I will simply cast Vicious Mockery on the imp.
Sounds good.
And I will back away from the door a little bit.
The imp makes its save and says that was totally uncalled for. I did nothing to you.
Does it say it in common?
It does. And hey, Ronald, you're up with, a very tempting offer, I'm sure, in your face. Just there.
Sure, roar. Wait, hold on, I can't roar.
You could say roar. I am totally choosing that's your verbal command to transform. It's roar.
Roar!
Nope, so just like that. Roar.
Roar.
And then you turn into a bear.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do.
Great, you're in her face.
Yeah.
You can still attack, can't you?
I can. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to attack. I mean, the obvious answer is obvious, but I want to bite at her just to see what happens.
Go ahead, bite at her.
Was it plus
It sounds
6?
so sinister when you say it that way.
Yeah. Wonderful.
You miss. That's what happens.
Cool. We're going to swipe at her now. Holy God.
So the bear ineffectually flails at the. Earlier we were jokingly calling her an old woman, but the whole powerful build is now coming into play as she's decked out in armor.
Yeah. Assuming an 11 doesn't hit.
It does not.
That's my turn. My sad, depressing turn. I basically run up and I do like a little bear circus dance.
The imp says, "Don't worry, boss. I'll help you." He's gonna come up here and take a sting at the bear. That is 6 points of piercing damage, and please make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. And remember, it's your bear con.
Yeah, no, garbage.
I see.
You gotta stop rolling that.
That is 6 points of poison damage for failing the save. Looks like the imp is here to help.
Or
Duke Salamra looks at the bear that's in her face and says, "I have had enough of all of this nonsense."
I'm in trouble.
Are you? I think only one of those hit.
Yeah, 19 hits.
She is going to use one of her uses of a smite to deal some extra damage here. So this is just the slashing longsword damage. And then this is her radiant damage from her slash. So a total of 10 damage to the bear.
Bear's down to 12.
Was I the only one to hear the infernal contract offer?
No, everyone did.
Oh, okay.
And you see all of them have it like floating like wherever they pushed it after it appeared in their face. So it's just everyone can sort of see if you sign the dotted line.
Lands on the ground in the shit.
The Spine Devil is like, hey, everything's going great for the Spine Devil. He's gonna go ahead and attack with his fork right at Bear, because Bear is here.
Oh, he was told not to harm anyone in the house.
No. She learned after her first contract with this one. It was like, oh no, I'm not going to hurt anyone in the house. She learned not to make that same thing with everyone else. And I'm pretty sure that Bear is fine.
Bear is fine.
Rhea pushes the contract out of her face as well and goes ahead 10, 20, 25, 30, and is going to help Bear by attacking Imp, because that's, I think, the closest one she could get to. Righto! The fiend at the back is starting to, just hover in the air, watching, and says, I don't know if this is going to work out for either of you. Who knows? Ariel, what are you going to do?
I think I'm going to get within... Well, I'm already within range, but just a little bit closer. And shoot a Sacred Flame at Van Thamper.
That sounds good to me.
How's that dexterity, old woman? Damn it.
Apparently good enough.
Pretty good. I'll end my turn for now.
All right. This brings us to the top of the order, at which point the fiend at the back snaps her fingers and says, No, I think our contracts here are done, and the Imp and the Spine Devil are gone. And the Duke looks over her shoulder and says, This wasn't part of the deal. The fiend says, No, but there's a new deal if you want it, and a contract appears in front of the Duke. Lyra, you're up.
Wait. So she's offering the Duke a new contract?
A new one that you can't see from where you are.
Huh. Okay. And is this a magical, floating contract, or is it, tangible?
Yep. It's tangible, but it's also just floating around your face, just following you around, waiting, like the most annoying internet pop-up ever.
Huh. Okay. And would I be able to, block her from reading the contract?
No, each of you have one in your own face.
Yeah, but the one that's in front
If you have the spell
of...
blindness, you can.
Yes, if you could maybe, shroud the place in darkness, maybe, blow out all of the candles at once with a gust of wind, because she is just a human. There's plenty of ways you could keep her from reading it.
Yeah. Is it something I could set on fire?
You could shoot it if that's if you're trying to do, because yours have been tangible and people have been throwing it around. So yes, you could just shoot it out of the air if you really wanted to.
And it's right in front of her face?
Right in front of her face, just sitting there with its regular small creature AC, just waiting to be shot like the small, tiny, harmless piece of paper it is.
Well, could I shoot at it at her face?
No, you have to pick a target for an attack. It's one of the two things.
Okay. How bad will it be if she accepts whatever this is?
Won't matter if she's dead.
Yeah, but I couldn't get her with an 18. There was only a 12 on the die.
So consider that contract has ended, so this might be your chance to actually do damage.
Does it look like the guarding effects have diminished?
She is not shimmering anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot at her. Well, I'm gonna hide in my corner.
All right, you're gonna do what rogues do.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do I get advantage?
You will have advantage on this shot at her. Give it a go.
Dirty 20.
20 is going to hit, so go right ahead. You'll do some damage.
18.
Go ahead and make yourself a dexterity save DC 14.
Okay.
You save, so you're only going to take half damage as a bit of hellish fire fires off of her to react at your attack.
It's such a cool spell.
Yeah, no. And now that we are in the real part of the encounter, are you done with your turn?
Well, yeah. So I moved there and then I moved back. Yeah, I'm done with my turn. So that was 2 points. Damage.
5 divided by... Yep.
Okay.
The real part, because now she uses one of her legendary actions to take a swing at the bear.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a reaction.
No. She. Who here has never dealt with a legendary creature before?
We all have, because it was one of our first encounters.
Yeah, I don't remember.
All right. So after each player's turn, the legendary creature has basically has points and can use a point during each one to do something. Because there's 5 of you and 1 of it. It's the balancing action for legendary creatures. In addition, there are lair actions that will occur during the initiative counts, which we'll go ahead and we'll just grab a random token that will be this dead guy, which is our lair. The lair is going to happen at 10, which is just the environment hates you. Just be aware, it hates you. And here is her legendary action, which is just smacking a bear. For 10 points of damage before it goes over to Zamar.
Alright, enter the room.
Okay.
And I cast Distant Whispers.
Excellent. That's DC 15. And she burns one of her legendary resistances to resist that.
I think she takes half damage then.
She does.
Yes, correct.
Excellent.
My 3d6 came out to 5. That's so unfortunate.
Oh,
3, 1, and 1.
once.
Excellent. Anything else that you would like to do?
I will cast. I will give Bardic Inspiration to the Barbarian.
A good plan. And look, someone made more of the songs of El Terrell, though I may have shared this one before.
I don't think so.
I think I may have shared the slow one from the from when it played at the inn, but this is more exciting and cool. Anyway, Zamar, if you're done, a legendary action is going to occur. Life is simple right now because there's a bear in her face.
Simple for everyone but the bear.
Yeah.
That is only 5 points of anti-bear damage. And now, bear, what would you like to do? She is nonplussed by this transformation.
Hi. Yeah.
Transforms from a bear to a small hairy man.
Hey, I'm sorry. Ignore that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
This never happens to me.
Wait, where'd I put
How
my bear?
embarrassing.
How embarrassing. Yeah.
Yep.
I just killed that bear.
Roar. Roar.
That was your bonus action, if I recall.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any more rage, so. All right. Bite and swipe. Does a
I thought you
14
didn't
hit?
use last rage.
I did. Because that last devil was beating the hell out of me.
And you only get them on long rest?
Yep.
Yeah, wild shapes come back a little more graciously. So that is not going to hit.
All right. And I'm assuming that's not going to hit either.
Well, no, because it's the same roll.
You know what? We're just going to use that inspiration die before bad things start happening. There we are. Is it 20 hit?
Would you like to
20
add up?
hits.
Never mind.
That is going to be 12 damage.
Good job, bear.
Yep. That's my turn.
It sure is. The Duke throws the contract out of her face and says that when I'm done here, you're going to pay for this, you little fiend, and goes ahead and is going to unload on the bear with one attack, and might have a new life in store for herself when yes. And then Zamar, she is going to use her second attack to throw an Eldritch Blast in your face.
Ow. Oh no.
For 7 points of I believe that's force damage. It doesn't matter to you, right? It's just damage is damage to you. And conveniently, you're not lined up with the door, right? So you don't really slide anywhere.
Yeah, I'm against the wall.
Yeah.
How wide's that blast? Am I safe?
Oh yeah, no, it's just a single target Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Rhea is gonna come around the bear and shout for Elturel and take her swing at the Duke.
Oh, Rhea.
She tried.
I don't think she's trying hard enough.
Low.
The angel statue on the lair action is starting to glow, which gets everyone's attention. The fiend is just there, watching, seeing what's going on, enjoying the show. Ariel, you're up at the bottom of the order.
I think I'm gonna move up here. Help to absorb some blows, and I think I'm gonna try and do some physical damage against our old woman here. With my warhammer, not the silver battle axe.
Take a swing. That's gonna hit.
Wonderful. And then end my turn.
Excellent. Would you also make a dexterity save, please? DC 14.
I Nice.
Well, that's good because you're going to take half that damage there. So that's 10 points of fire damage as you are rebuked hellishly.
My goodness.
God.
So, question: is Lulu not getting any sort of like evil sensations in this direction?
No, that's a good thing that you thought of that and realized that something in here was blocking Lulu's evil sense.
Suddenly she comes
Oh.
flying around the corner.
Oh, with the
Tokyo
doors
Drift
open,
style.
does that change anything?
Sure doesn't seem to be because as far as you can see, Lulu hasn't come charging down this way here.
Lulu's being a good girl and watching the other guy.
Can I sense anything that's blocking?
Do you
Evil
have
signal?
Do you have detect magic up?
I do not own detect magic.
Well, then how sad. You have logically deduced that there's magic in this room.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Lyra is going to move in front of the door. Shoot. Not at advantage. With her short bow at Duke.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That's more damage.
Still sneak attack. This is my allies. And then she's gonna go the rest of her movement and dash action to the corner and yell really loud, Lulu, Edric, come help! Evil people! And that's her turn.
All right. Bear, as you can imagine, right now there's not too many better things that can be done with a legendary action than ineffectively smack at a bear. Zamar, go ahead.
Is that every turn, or is it just so
She
many
has-
times?
So many points, they refresh on her turn, and it's anytime after a hero acts.
Okay, it's the refresh part that... Okay.
Cast suggestion and tell her to throw me her sword.
Are you able to catch
Gently. Ask her to throw her sword gently.
I don't care about gently.
it? Javelin!
Here you go.
Well,
Improvised
that's just
throwing
a-
weapon.
Just a regular save on that one.
That's unfortunate. Bardic Inspiration. For Ariel.
All right.
Yeah, no, she did not like that, and Zamar has drawn her attention with an Eldritch Blast. Your life is just unfortunate there. Sorry, I always lose where I was looking at things. Not 1d, 104. There we go. So 6 points of Eldritch Blast, and it is now Ronald's turn.
Bite and swipe! Alright, let's see if this works. Cool.
So there's the bite.
And now a swipe.
The swipe does not connect.
Cool.
You want to use your thingamabob?
Which
Oh,
thing up?
I thought he'd already used his Bardic Inspiration, or I wouldn't have spoken up
No,
so
no.
soon.
No, he used his inspiration.
No, I used a Bardic Inspiration in the last fight.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I removed the grenade.
No, I used it for already this turn. Like before I did Ariel, I did you.
Did you?
Yep, I have marked off that
Oh, you did.
used it twice.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I will totally use it.
be a bard and inspired.
So 18.
That's going to hit.
I mean, it is a 1d8, by the way. So
Well, a 3's on
Not that it
both, so
Plus 4. 9 damage.
alright. The old lady is still standing. Oh, and go ahead and make that dexterity. Oh no, she hasn't had her reaction refresh yet. You're fine. You don't get burned, bear. Now it's her turn and her reaction refreshes, just as a reminder to everyone who might punch an old lady in the face.
Some old ladies need it.
She has not been the nicest of old ladies. She was not bringing cookies anywhere. Anyway, here's an attack on a bear, and here's an attack on a dwarf. And I don't think either of those
Nah.
matter. Speaking of things that don't matter, Rhea makes her contribution.
Can we level these people up?
we're trying by bringing them along with us to everything.
Doesn't seem to be helping.
I mean, helping-ish. Helping-ish. That, of course, is going to go ahead. She's going to keep her pressure on the bard because that's easy enough to do.
Bard needs to heal himself.
For
Bard is
9
down.
points of Eldritch Blast damage.
Is she not 15? What? I'm confused.
Who 15?
Yeah.
Oh no,
is it-
that's her legendary action after Rhea went. Is just to blast you again.
Oh, okay. The legendary action. I was confused.
Yeah, no, she's just making sure things go on as needed.
I'm unconscious then.
Oh no.
Hey, so remember how I told you that the lair hates you?
Yeah.
Here's what the lair does. And it's important for Zamar, because the lair does 1 point of damage to everyone in the room.
So that counts as a death fail.
Yes,
It sure does.
So someone needs to shove a potion down his throat.
Or heal. Ariel is coming up. Heal.
Wait, can I heal him from here from being death, or does someone have to actually touch him and give him something?
Just in
No,
case.
just healing. Any healing.
Cool, I can do that.
You said we take 1 point of damage?
1 point of damage. It's just there because it hates you.
That's kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, no. The fiend, seeing as no one's agreed to anything, does nothing. Ariel?
All right, we're gonna use some healing. Let me decide what kind.
Well, I think the only one that has range. Oh no, never mind. For me.
I got a few.
Allow me to shut my mouth as the person that actually plays the cleric looks at their spells.
This is what I can do for now for you specifically.
Another 9.
Second rearranges, whatever
Ooh,
it's
you
called, second level.
casted that.
And I will, as a bonus action, cast Spiritual Weapon. Ooh, we lost someone.
The DM!
Matt!
Sorry, what do you mean as a bonus action? I know, I just broke everything.
You did. Turn your camera back on because now everyone's not in the right spot. You're now tossed a halfling.
Oh no!
There we go. Sorry.
I use my action to heal and then bonus action for Spiritual Weapon.
So, since you can't cast two spells with levels in a turn, unless you have a feature that you can otherwise. You could use a cantrip, but not 2 spells that have levels.
Crap. Hold on.
But let me find you your spiritual weapon, and let me make sure my mouse is over here.
I'm pretty sure the healing's going to be more important than the spiritual
Yeah, I was going
weapon.
to say, if anything, I would heal him. I'm just checking to see what healing I can do possibly instead.
Was that your spiritual weapon? I just want it because I assume it's going to happen soon. Or was your spiritual
It's
weapon the ninja?
That's fine. That'll work.
There we go.
Just keep it in the wing for now. then I guess I'll just heal Zamar, and then just forget about the spiritual weapon for now.
That sounds good.
That's all I can do.
And as
You still have your action.
Healing you was my action.
Oh no,
Healing word is a
healing.
bonus action.
Yeah, so you do have a regular action.
I can't. That's not a type of bonus action I can do. I can do healing word. Oh yeah, healing word at the first level. I can't do healing word at the second level. Or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Word. Then I'm gonna
Healing.
Sorry, you said more healing? I can't do more healing. I can only do 1 second level at a time.
No, you said word and we said healing.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna smack an old lady then.
Nerds.
That was super delayed. Attack the old lady because I guess you hate old people.
I don't think that hits.
It does not.
So why are you attacking with a battle axe?
I didn't mean to. Shit. It doesn't matter. I missed anyway.
Okay. But healing has now caught the Duke's attention, and her legendary action is a sword in your direction.
Oh, that is a hit.
And she is definitely going to go ahead and use her big smite on this for 18 damage on the dwarf here. But that's okay, Lyra, you're in charge. We're at the top of the order.
So,
Dash back.
yep, Lyra's gonna run back real fast.
So they'll be coming to help at the end of the turn. Welcome
Shoot
back,
again.
Lyra.
Gonna shoot again. 17 damage.
Well done. She's still standing, though.
And rest of her move.
Excellent.
Yep.
So Zamar, you spend half your move standing up, I assume, or are you gonna just do the rest of the fight on the ground?
No, I'm gonna move, and I'm going to use my Mantle of Inspiration as a bonus round. Spend 1 Bardic Inspiration and grant 8 temporary points to 4 creatures I can see. So that is everyone here. So 8, 8, 8, and 8.
Well, good for you. You're
Like
so
you.
useful.
Thank you.
And then I will go ahead and cast the Mockery of Vicious.
She is not amused.
And, well, I moved over here, so I could move. Yeah, I'm going to stay there.
Well, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and, with that legendary action, continue to beat on the healer. Ineffectively, though. Ronald, are you going to bear?
I'm going to bear. Bite and swipe. Does 19 bite work?
It sure does.
Alright, that's a whopping 5 damage.
Good job. You're doing well.
Wonderful.
You got another one in you.
Here comes a swipe. Does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Cool. That's my turn. I don't have anything going on here, right? No things to roll, no Bardic Inspiration I'm unaware of.
Nope.
Cool. That's my turn.
All right. The Duke is going to go ahead and just unload first on poor Ariel, and I don't think it matters.
Nope.
No. And then with her bonus action, she is going to sign that contract after all. So, Rhea is going to contribute. Anyway,
Oh my god.
She's trying. She's desperately trying. The room does its pulse to tickle everyone for a point of damage. Oh, hey, that's how I'm doing that. And then the fiend says that she'll make sure that gets taken care of and winks out of existence.
Do the rest of our contracts remain, or do they stay?
They're still floating there.
Concern.
Ariel, how concerned are you, and what would you like to do about your concern?
I will first use Toll of the Undead on Old Woman. Just a moment.
Bing, bang, bong.
She is also very willful.
Then I can use that bonus action for that spiritual weapon finally.
There you go. Here it is. Do you still have control of it, or do I need to give you control of the token again?
I need control.
There you go. You have control.
Alright. Place it right behind her.
And then roll to hit.
I did.
Oh. No.
Nope, that's damage.
That's damage.
Whoop, hold on. Yeah, that probably doesn't hit.
It sure don't.
Unfortunate. Moving on.
Wait, don't you have Bardic Inspiration?
Bardic Inspiration!
It sure might. Roll that die.
15?
Wrong die.
So
No,
what
no,
you
no,
do
no.
is roll a 1d8 and add it to the
Yeah.
14.
Nice.
That will hit.
Excellent. Now we can go with the first damage since that's what I rolled.
Well, that's convenient because that's what you needed to roll. Your spiritual weapon smashes into the old woman's face, and as she collapses to the ground, withering away right in front of you, she says, "I'll see you in hell." And all that's left in that armor is an old lady's decrepit skeleton, and the candles in the room all wink out of existence. They're all just blown out. The room is cold, empty, and dark. And here's an excellent place to end for the day.
After Ariel puts on the plate mail, you mean?
I immediately start scraping up the armor.
Wait. Can I please?
I get
Let me
naked in
press
front of
prestidigitate.
everyone and put it on top of me.
Can I just let me prestidigitate it clean, please?
Nope.
Please.
She's
Nope,
a skeleton.
nope.
She's a skeleton.
Roar.
It's fine.
Roar, 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 roar.
Fine, I'll wait. Wait.
Thank you. And Lyra will definitely clean the whole thing.
I
This-
roar
That's
at
still-
Ariel.
Hey, wait! Lyra, you're human. You can't see in here anymore.
Or nor can I.
Pretty
No.
sure none of us can but the drow.
But
The
I've
dwarf?
got.
You mean the dwarf?
I can
Oh,
say.
yeah, the dwarf, yeah.
Well, I've got pretty good perception, so I'm just gonna listen and feel my way around over.
All right,
To the-
but I think this
to
is
the
a good spot to end with the creepy old woman turning going all Last Crusade skeleton on you and promising to see you in hell.
Victory! And full plate armor, hopefully!
Alright, so I roar at Ariel.
Yeah, I know. We're waiting.
Is that your reminder that things are cursed, so don't touch it?
That is my
Yeah.
reminder, things are cursed, so don't touch it.
Well, we're about to hand her a devil shield as soon as we find it. So I feel like on the scale of things,
We'll
So-
be checking that out too.
I'm going to share one other thing that the "See You in Hell" line exists in the original module. Sometimes wizards will swear.
Cool.
However, in the original module, she doesn't turn into a skeleton because that's wizards isn't that cool.
Not cool. On that note, thank you all for joining us tonight. We've cleared out this nice little area, which is, let me zoom on out a little bit, get rid of my dice here. We've got one room left, but we can deal with that later. Other than that, we will see you next time.
Bye.